Is he? What's he
Yeah,
playing?
Rainbow Six. BMX tuned in yesterday, and it was just pretty awful. It was just him with his friends, and it was just, generic shooter game stuff.
I tuned in yesterday at the best time because Lily walked in the room and he was just being like, I'm kind of streaming right now. She's like, oh, well, you need to do it later. He's like, or how about I just fucking yeet you against a wall? And she's like, excuse me? It was like flat in the wall. Do you see the game yet?
Yeah.
Do you know what you're even looking at?
Hmm?
Do you even know what you're looking at?
I see, but I don't understand.
I'm going to the serene world. The laggiest world in the game.
It's taking forever.
Yeah, welcome to Spyro's loading screens.
Oh yeah, it almost looked like an FMV that was highly compressed. It's like not Cloud Spires, but Cloud Myers. And I'm talking about like Mike Myers, because Oh,
by the way, yeah, the Riptocs are the enemies in this game.
Oh yeah.
Do you know?
They wanted to make a species for him.
I mean, it kind of sucks that Nasty Nork had the Norks. What's the other one called?
The Rhinox.
Yeah, I think I saw a Rhinox. Oh, there's the Ice Breath. Yeah, the Rhinox are a thing, but then just nothing for Ripto.
Yeah.
In fact, half the time you were just fighting people from other worlds.
Yeah.
Like Zephyr, you're fighting the people from not Zephyr. I can't remember. Yeah, this is the biggest world, and it's because of that it's the laggiest world.
Yep.
I'm probably going to just do this world and then go back to all the older levels and finish them completely because there's some stuff I missed. I could have finished Crash today. I'm not going to. Because I was really sitting down and I was like, do I really want to play Crash today? And the answer I came up with was no. No, I fucking don't.
People love Crash 4. People don't get it.
Wait, what? Who? Who likes it?
I think generally just people love it.
It's not that I don't like it. It's got some redeeming qualities to it, but maybe
this is more finished than this, but it's just stupid. I
wish this game was finished because again, I do really like the aesthetic to these levels. Like this level, for instance, this pink sky and shit like that. Imagine this running at smooth 60 frames with the polished models and shit like that. This would be great. Crash 4 is just maybe I just don't like Crash that much. I'm starting to realize. Even though I grew up with Crash and all that shit, I feel like half the time the stages suck.
Yeah.
Even in the original...
It really is after we talked about the whole level design and how none of it is cohesive and it doesn't mean anything, and what if they actually had levels that told a story, it's yeah, Crash just slapped some levels together every time, and they used time travel as an excuse.
But again, remember
as to why Crash is going from biking on a motorcycle to the ancient pyramids.
I like when it makes you feel like you're just a little cog in the machine. I hate when games make it feel like everything revolves around you. It's like Crash. Why are there floating boxes? Yeah. Why are there just these little hallways Crash needs to get by? Oh, fuck. Rainbow Speedway.
Yeah, a lot of games did work to do stuff like that. Actually thought of floating platforms and why they're floating. Because other games will be they're attached to the background. They'll do stuff like that. Even Mario 3 kind of did it, where some of them were just hanging from the ceiling. They would do stuff like that. The bricks would float, but actual platforms would be hanging or mounted or something like that.
Did Miyamoto say it was just a stage play?
Probably, I think so.
Wow, I fucking blow.
I mean, really, I think they're all just stage plays because it's the same thing every game.
Yeah, and it's
That guy
more
that tried to
convenient.
piece together a storyline, like there's no storyline.
And it's more convenient to call it a stage play than get the hate of calling it a shitty game.
Yep.
Shitty series. Fuck me!
Cause then, like, me and Max were watching a video about Sonic CD. Oh, it was Relax. He made a video on how Sonic CD is the worst classic Sonic game.
I wouldn't say that. I wasn't a big fan of it, but like, Sonic 3 and Knuckles is still the worst.
Yeah, none of his points were valid. He was just like, level design is bad. And he's more just saying, like, there's springs just everywhere, randomly bouncing you. Nothing has, like, any sort of purpose.
Oh, so he watched a video on Sonic CD.
Yeah. But, like, the point is, you know, to get you sped up to go into the past or the future, wherever you're trying to go. They put a lot of these obstacles there, because they do, like, 2 springs back to back, so you're constantly going fast. It's more just for that reason. But then any Sonic game, like, a lot of his complaints, like, all of them kind of had that.
Did he complain about the camera?
No.
Then, yeah, he just literally watched a video.
And then he's just like, this level design is like, there's too much going on, and like...
Stick to talking about fighting games, my guy. Wait, what doesn't make sense?
Just like random, like, the aesthetic of the levels. Like, just a bunch of random floating stuff. It's like, it's a style, that's how it is. AOSTH had no rhyme or reason to anything, but I still kind of like.
But that could be taken for my issue is that's every Sonic game.
Yeah.
Okay, why is Sonic in a labyrinth now? That fills with water.
I think he's literally talking about, like, in CD, there's just like a bunch of random floating stuff in the background, and like the background is distracting and all that.
But it's supposed to be a floating island, right? That's what I was...
Yeah, it's like it's an entire planet.
Yeah, it's an entire planet that's floating in the air, so that Eggman created, so why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, it's like its own style. It's just, that's what makes it unique. I talking about how there's no real point in going to the future, because you have to stay in the past to get the good futures. So why even have the future thing in the first place? And then he's like, well, what's the point of going to the past if you can just, you know, find the things? Like, why do you have to go to the past? Why can't there just be one time? And then he's like, it's like, why do you have to do the Metal Sonic holograms and find the pods with, like, the seeds in them, and you have to go get the time stones, but only one of them will get, like, you only have to do one of them to get 100%? He's going on and on and on about all that stuff. He's talking about how, like, bad some of the level design is, or like Tidal Tempest, you can just hang on to the top of the level and it's just a straight line all the way through the act.
I don't remember Tidal Tempest, if I'm being quite honest.
It's the labyrinth of that game. And then he's just complaining, it's like, alright, you know, we have our labyrinth zone, we have our Green Hill zone again, and all that. And he hates Wacky Workbench, where you bounce off the floor and go all the way
Yeah, well,
out.
I mean, that's the worst Sonic stage ever, so, like... I did not like that stage.
That's one mechanic, you just gotta, like...
We got stuck on that stage for over an hour in our Let's Play.
Oh, yeah. Well, whenever I play it, like, since then, I can do it pretty easily.
Maybe we just sucked back then, but I just remember you got stuck in this one spot for such a long time. Because I don't think I played it all. But you were stuck in one spot for, like, an hour, and I would just remember being like, I hate this.
He's saying it's the hardest of the classic Sonic games, which I'd say is the complete opposite, because it's the one I always go back to, because it's the easiest. I can't really beat any of the others. I can only beat Sonic 3 because it saves.
Sonic 1 is easy as sin, dude.
No, I usually get stuck in Labyrinth. It's usually the boss fight because of how tight that area is. And when I was little, I could never make it past Marble
all
Zone.
those fights so easily.
Well, that one is not a fight, it's just like, you have to get through the level.
Yeah, but you can hit him like 5 times before he even gets up.
But you don't even have to hit him, it's just a matter of getting to the end. In that one. It's you're underwater and you have to climb up a whole obstacle course with spikes everywhere. And you just have to chase him down. It doesn't really matter how many times you hit him. Which, that's bad design. you know, we're supposed to have a boss fight. Don't disguise it as a boss fight. But like CD, like you can do it in a sitting, and if you're not getting everything, it's like pretty easy.
Fuck me. Just fuck me in the ass. Bend me over. Have your way. Did I ever change the title?
It says part 3.
Okay. Where the hell
But
is
on the other hand, Donkey Kong Country 2 is an amazing game.
Oh yeah, all the countries are, even when people stopped liking them.
Yeah, because Max likes 3 the most, which no one ever says. I liked 2 more than 1. Because they pushed for, like, every level having a different, like, mechanic. They pushed it for, I think, every single level in the game, and they all were great. There were no levels that I was dreading.
Tashi Station. I thought you were talking to me earlier about how you didn't like that.
No, I don't know. Well, we were talking about with like stop and go station, for example, and stuff like that.
Oh, where there are gimmicks that you don't really understand are gimmicks?
Yeah, they don't feel like gimmicks. They're just part of the level.
It's not like Spyro 2 where you have to fucking start hitting baby turtles and...
Yeah, knocking them around. The only time 2 ever gets bad is there's like a whole optional world where it's the hardest levels in the game, so it's just, you know, rareware difficulty. But you don't have to do them, you just get a better ending if you do. But all of those levels are ruthless, especially the last few.
Yeah,
and even some of the last levels in the main game were pretty hard, but I was able to save after every level, so I eventually got through it all.
Yeah, I've never played DKC 2 or 3. All I know is what Art played, and he loves them.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured I would love them. And I also think the first game is one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
So it's just like, that is such just like a pickup and immediate from the first time you see Cranky cranking that fucking juke.
That's the one thing I guess 1 has over the others, is it's more of a pick up and play thing. I mean, you can do the same for 2, but there's more collectibles to get. Like in 1, bonus rooms only, I think, just get you lives and bananas and stuff. But 2 and 3, you get creme coins, which are required to get
every
into the
stage,
optional world.
right?
Yeah, there's 1 per stage. Oh, there's a DK coin per stage as well, which I can't even remember what they get you. And then you just gotta get random banana coins in the levels, which allow you, like, the things you used to be able to do for free in the first game, you now have to pay for, which is dumb. Like using Funky to warp around the game, and to save, and to get hints from... I didn't even think you get them from Cranky. No, you do, I think. But then there's also Wrinkly, who gives you hints. And you can go to Swanky Kong, who has, like... It's the beginning of Rare doing trivia games. So you can gamble coins to do trivia questions, and if you get them right, he gives you extra lives.
What the hell is his name?
So you have to... Swanky Kong.
That's fucking stupid.
It's literally Donkey Kong, recolored black, with like an afro, and wearing like a casino, like whatever jacket. This disco jacket.
They got away with that.
So every time we see him, Max would be like, Donkey Kong, what are you doing here? You're disguising yourself to hide from King K. Rool. He didn't actually kidnap you. It's like Sheik. It's literally Donkey Kong just reskinned.
Oh boy, sounds like an amazing time.
Yeah, getting the coins is kind of annoying, but like certain levels they pop up all over the place. And also when you reset the game, like every time you get back on, you're back to 4 lives and you don't have any coins. So they're recollectible. And if you like get a coin in a level, die, and then retry again, the coin will be back and you'll keep the one you got before. So you can farm coins pretty easily. And you can even, like, once you beat a level, you can quit out of it if you retry it. And so you can literally go in, grab the coin, quit, then go back and keep getting more coins. So it's alright, I guess.
It kind of seems broken.
Yeah. But then eventually, you know, in the Xbox days, where it's like, what is the point of collecting things? They just like went completely back on everything they stood for in the Super Nintendo and 64. They're like, what was the point? Now let's just not make games.
To an extent, I kind of get that mindset. Like,
yeah,
what is the point in getting orbs in Spyro 2?
Yeah.
It's like, unlike Spyro 1, you're not saving a race, you're just getting shit.
Yeah, really the biggest reason is just as a way to keep track of what you've done in the game. It's just an incentive to... It's doing the things as the incentive, but it's just really just a record keeper. It's just a checklist.
See, I don't mind it. I like games like this where there's a checklist of things to do and then you do it. I like it, but as a game developer, doing it for so many years thinking, oh, what can they collect in this one? I understand.
Yeah.
Fuck me. Just dick me down and call me diaper doo-doo.
And the music is... much, much better than the first game. Like, the first game already had amazing music. This tops it even more.
That's insane to me. I've never heard the soundtrack, but... even more than the only song anyone ever talks about in a game?
Yeah. That's not even one of my favorites.
It shouldn't be. It's very, very fucking simple. It's a nice ambient tune, but it's not like a headbanger. This is really hard, by the way. I don't know if you could tell that I'm struggling. All the flight levels they just made ridiculous. Like, if you miss a speed boost, that's it. You're done.
Yeah.
Are you down to actually watch Bleach when it comes back out?
Yeah.
Do you want to wait for Jap, or do you want to, or wait for English, or watch the Jap version?
Might take a while for the English.
And who knows if it'll come to English.
Yeah.
Connor said that he would like to watch both.
Definitely. If it's like a long time before the English dub, then sure, I'd watch both.
It's just
because unlike Funimation, Bleach actually had a good dub.
The beginning is very cheesy though, like the dub.
Yeah. And then, you know, some people got replaced and they weren't as good, but...
Kisuke is borderline untellable to me. Listen to a voice compare when you get free time. It's just like, they're so close that it's... I didn't even tell. The first time I knew that they changed Kisuke's voice was when you told me.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. The robot's coming back. I really hope they get, what's-his-face's new, old voice. Kenpachi. I'm glad you knew what I'm talking about, because I didn't.
Yeah, because Patrick Seitz just sucks.
He could do some things, that is not one of them. I kind of started hating his voice after playing the Ratchet remake, though. Come and buy a Pixelizer. Or what was it? Pyrocitor was mine.
Pyrocitor, yeah.
I love how I Omega'd all the weapons to my second playthrough, and I still don't own a Pyrocitor.
And then Max and Sharky were screaming about it in All for One.
Oh yeah, every single time they're like, no.
To go there by a campfire, they gotta use fire.
So who do you think has the coolest in Bleach? Has the coolest Shikai / Bankai?
I don't know.
Let me run down a few of them for you, okay? So we found out what Shinji's is. I think his name is Shinji.
The visored.
Yeah. So he's a captain in the last arc. He doesn't show his Bankai. Maybe they'll redo it, but they show his Bankai in a novel. And his is, he puts everyone around him into a deep illusion where they start killing each other. And he has to entrap himself in a flower because the illusion's so powerful that it would affect him too if he didn't. There's with his Shikai being the mirror world thing, where he like spins his sword and parts of your body move differently and shit like that.
Yeah.
There's first of all the head captains, which is fucking ridiculous. His is so his Shikai is the giant fire thing, you know. That's so hot that not even Toshiro can use his elements because it's so hot that it burns his ice away before he can make it. His Bankai is all those flames are trapped within the blade, and anything that touches that blade will turn immediately to ash. Sorry, that's ability number 1. Ability number 2 is that it encases his body in a ring of fire so hot no one can get near him. And then his third ability is he can summon the dead corpses of any thing that his sword has killed before and reanimate them to fight for him. And this motherfucker died. Toshiro's has the Shikai was just the ice dragon thing, and then his Bankai turns him into the ice dragon. And then his advanced Bankai is when he's like an adult or whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck. Rukia's is like a really bad one, but a really good one. It's called Absolute Zero. She freezes everything in a wide radius to 0. So just everything's frozen. If the person tries to move even an inch, they shatter. But if she tries to move, she shatters. Let's see. Ichigo's, I don't even know what his Bankai does after the time skip because they never actually tell you.
Yeah.
He just kind of gets 2 swords, uses Bankai once. His Bankai breaks immediately. Tsukishima puts it back together. And then the manga ends really abruptly. That's it. Did you know what Ichigo Shikai's ability is?
What?
It's just the Getsuga Tensho, that's it. It's it. He's just like, oh yeah, my Shikai... when he's fighting Byakuya, he explains that his Shikai, makes it so he could fire beams out of his sword, or take a spiritual pressure and shoot it off as an attack. I'm like, can't everyone do that? Byakuya's is just, what's that guy from Yu Yu?
Yep.
Stole. Kenpachi's turns him into a red devil. Do you know who... Oh, what the fuck? Hisagi's? Hisagi, yeah. Or Hiei.
No. They're not Hiei.
Hiei Shu something. 69.
Oh, yeah.
Shuhei. Sorry. Shuhei Amagai. That's his name. His Bankai was also really revealed in that novel. And it is possibly the worst Bankai I've ever seen. So, 2 things link him and his opponent. From what I understand, it links them together so that any pain he takes, the other person will take. And if he inflicts something on the other person, then he takes the damage, too. It's like, what's the purpose?
Yeah.
The guy that blows up shit, and the other 69 guy that blows up shit with his fists. Who else do we see? I don't know. I think the head captains wins.
Yeah.
The fact that... Fuck me. The fact that he does that and then still dies is fucking insane. That's so broke. Ichigo beating Aizen in that, like, form he used could not beat the head captain.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts. By the way, this sword has 1 billion degree flames in it. If I touch you with this, gone. I wish I had Sharky's gun. If I hit you with this,
Yeah, but yesterday when Sharky was streaming, Max just tuned in. Max just started swearing at him, but because he was swearing, it wouldn't actually show. But he was screen sharing with me, so I was able to see like what he was putting. He's just going on a swearing fit at him. And then he finally was able to, like, say something that went there. He just did, like, Quinlan, ... It's like... I think he said, like... This isn't like you, or something. It's like, what have you done?
Oh, because he was playing that shit.
Yeah. Or he said, give me the real Quinlan back. Or something.
Yeah, I tuned in today and no one was talking, so I was like, eh. Also, who the fuck gives a shit about Rainbow Six?
Yeah.
He even says the title of the stream is Rainbow Six Sucks. Oh, and then he posted all the streams from the past few weeks. Wait, I thought you were playing Final Fantasy VII.
Playing the remake.
Yeah.
That's like by myself though.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, Connor's kind of... Did you watch the Pro Jared thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of the spoiler part. I kind of just looked at the comments to see the timestamp. Someone said, avoid spoilers, click here. Yeah, that game does not seem too great.
Yeah, but yet people love it. Like, Jared loves it, Vinny loves it, Completionist loves it.
Jared kind of hit the nail on the head with the pacing.
Yeah, like, everything him and Vinny complain about is true, but they're like...
9 out of 10.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 and all that. That's how Vinny feels, and like, Jared's excited to see where it's gonna go, while Max is just...
dreading it.
Max is too distraught by it. It's like destroying him. That's just how he gets with video games and things that don't really matter in life.
I don't understand why getting upset. Like, it seems like a fine game if you ask me. Let's see if he fucks this up. No. Like, the game is well made, quote unquote. But, like, the story is what's throwing people off.
Yeah. Well, maybe the gameplay could get stale. I don't really like doing missions for people. It's not really fun.
How do you feel about Jared's thing of saying the game is too reliant on you already knowing about the game?
Yeah, they do a lot of that because that's why they're like trying to branch off.
And also, in the comments they were saying Zach didn't die.
Yeah, well, it's time travel. It's Nomura. It's time travel.
Time travel?
Or like branching timelines.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And I'm gonna go close my windows because it's starting to get windy. I had them open because it was so hot, but now it's cold.
Chris explaining to the viewer that when it's cold, you close the windows. This fucking stage is huge, dude. Okay, I did everything over there, so now I'm gonna go this way.
Alright. But, yeah, just because of Nomura, what it's basically doing is branching off the story gradually throughout. But I think it's still going to continue the way it did in the original, but a lot of factors are now changed.
I really hope they don't keep Aerith alive.
Yeah, they're like... The whole game is now about changing the course of fate, and it's based on the original game.
What?
Yeah, they're starting to... It's getting really meta.
So wait, they know what's going to happen, so they're trying to change it? That's what the game's about?
I don't think they know what's gonna... I think Aerith does, and then Cloud now, every single time... Because, like, you're not supposed to know about his past, and you find out as the game goes on, and, like, he's questioned about it, and he, like, has his answers, but now, in this game, anytime Tifa is mentioned when she's not around, or, like, Sephiroth, or what he was doing before Midgar, he starts, having a headache, you gotta get him his Tylenol, and he starts having some flashbacks, or... Well, I haven't gotten to it yet, but he has flash forwards of events later in the actual game, like after Midgar. So he is seeing the future. And Sephiroth is always taunting him, being like, oh, you know, I know what's going to happen, and I'm going to change the course of fate for myself and all this stuff. So he probably knows, like, he dies at the end of, like, the original game or something like that, and he wants to change it.
That's ridiculous. Oh my fucking god. Oh, okay. I got really upset for a second. So I didn't realize I had the thunder breath already. And the whole gimmick of the stage is to electrify all these so they start working again.
Yeah.
I thought that you got the thunder breath in this stage. And that they expected you to go out of the stage. And then complete it. Come back and then do it. Which would be really bad design. The game almost crashed for a second. Da-da-da. Is there any game you would rate a 10 out of 10 with no flaws?
Well, every game has its flaws.
There's one game that stands above the rest. One game that even non-gamers play. And they're like, this isn't a video game. This is quality.
Tetris.
I was going to say Mahjong. And that this was going to be the announcement of the 3-hour Mahjong stream. Where the fuck?
I do actually, like, once we're able to actually get back together again, I want to do, like, a stream extravaganza to, like, celebrate.
I want to do a really long stream.
I just wanted to do a bunch of things. I wanted to do Mahjong, finally. We gotta do Monopoly Master System for the 20 subs. The app games.
Someone from last time subbed to us. After that stream, we went up to 26.
That's good. We gotta do app game stream.
I don't want to do an app game stream. How do we even do that?
Me and Max are gonna... I got a recorder. I got, like, an adapter for my phone that allows it to be plugged into the Elgato. And, like, you can just plug it into a TV. It's lightning to HDMI, so... Yeah, you can just plug it in an iPhone.
I did not realize this was water. Do you see that?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of games I want to play with you guys too. I'm still a little upset that the stuff getting ready for All Stars or whatever is like on hold until you come back.
Yeah.
Oh, I got Frogger 2 again.
Does it work?
Yep, I tested it. So, if this persists for too long, at least we know what game to move on to. Hopefully the 20th is the end.
Yeah.
I told your mom...
I don't see it, though, because they just keep saying, like, the cases are, like, still going up. And we're, like, still setting records for the highest death tolls and stuff.
Well, New York is, because they're not doing anything, but Enfield, more specifically Enfield, we're stagnant right now. The world, yes, because Chicago, New York, people aren't following the guidelines. You've seen the protests, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's causing people to die. New York has the highest death rate.
Well, they brought it upon themselves.
Correct, because they want to work and whatever. And they say they'd rather keep their rights than be kept safe. And it's just like, it's not about right. And the thing that sucks is that this has kind of become a political thing.
Yeah.
Like, where people who are more Republican want to open up and get people back to work. And the Democrats are more like, okay, we're going to stay closed for a little bit.
Yeah. That's why Trump is trying to reopen everything. Saying, like, if we don't surpass 100,000 deaths, then we did a good job.
I mean... People are hating on, like, you know me. I hate Trump. That is not a bad statement to make. People are going to die. The original death toll, when the CDC originally gave us numbers, was 2.2 million.
Yeah.
100,000 people compared to what they thought was going to happen is a godsend. And it's either that or you lie to people. Oh, we won't have that many deaths. So what would you rather? Have someone who's honest. So this person that's going to... A lot of people are going to die. Or... oh, nothing's wrong.
Yeah, that's what China's doing.
What? Nothing's wrong?
Yeah, since the beginning. They caused it all. And they could have probably prevented it.
You know, people think this is like a Chinese conspiracy.
Yeah. Like, oh, they made a bat in a lab.
Yeah.
And fed it to someone.
We've known about this virus since 2016, though. There's been reports, Obama made a statement about the coronavirus when he was still in office. But, like, yeah, this has been known about. It's just, it wasn't bad. It was just like, hey, look out, this thing is just found in China. How the fuck do I get up there? There's a sleepy sheepy down here somewhere. Whoever this oh, there he is. People are really upset that people are calling it the Chinese flu.
Yeah.
Nobody complained about when it was called the Spanish flu.
It's because back then people didn't have sticks up their asses, but...
Say that again.
I mean, I guess it makes sense if you're naming it after where it originated from.
Yeah, people suck, by the way. They thought eating at Chinese... Like, they'll see something that says made in China.
Like,
And they're like, no. I'm like, do you think we'd be selling it if you were fucking gonna die from it?
And, like, everyone in the world basically has it, so, you shouldn't even be touching anything. Go on to space.
In the summer, though, it's gonna almost completely be killed off, because they find that UV rays, the hotter they are, the faster kills the virus, to the point where the virus only exists a couple of seconds in the sun. So in the summertime, when it's that hot, I doubt...
Yeah, it's already, like, much hotter out. I was, like, sweating. I had to turn the heat all the way down. I'm wearing short sleeves. I took the comforter off my bed, and it's just blankets. And I was still sweating last night.
But here's what you gotta worry about. It'll kill it for the summer. What happens when it starts getting cold again?
Yeah. But hopefully it's dissipated enough where it can't respread as bad.
Hopefully.
And then by that point, maybe we'll have a vaccine, like, next winter.
I mean,
they're saying it could even take 2 years.
I'm just a little bit nervous because work is getting just hard. Like, people are getting more agitated that we're following certain guidelines. And, like, today, being put in the area where it's like, okay, lottery tickets, Western Union returns, stuff like that, right? People will fucking hate you. We're not doing returns. We're not taking anything back into the building because what if someone has corona and brings it in? We put it to the side, put it back on the shelf, other people get it.
Yep.
But people don't understand that. And it's just like, we can't do it because of this. And I got literally bitched out today by someone who was just like, well, that's bullshit. We had a guy who, the first person I've seen in a very long time who got yeeted out of the store. Fucking, he was just yelling at my boss saying, oh, I know for a fact you guys can get certain product in. And it's just like, from what? What experience do you have in this industry to tell you that we have some connection that lets us get things that even our warehouse doesn't have? We're not like gods. Just because we need something doesn't mean that we're just gonna go, oh yeah, cookie dough? Also, yeast.
Honestly, the best thing that can happen while it's like... Because the issue is, people need to get back to work. The economy is, failing. But the most important thing is just keeping everyone safe. But the world is still kind of falling apart regardless. Really, I think things need to, like, partially open up. That way everyone can kind of get a little of what they want.
Most states are already opening back up, right?
Yeah. because I know like on the 20th they don't want to just 100% everything's back open. It's gonna be a gradual thing. So I think it is for the best. Like restaurants, they're opening up, but only for outdoor seating. That means, yeah, I'm gonna have to deal with that, but hopefully they don't let anyone in the building.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's just stay outside, but then, you know, people would be seating themselves at the tables. But then again, there's only 8 tables outside.
100%, by the way, if you have to go back to work, there's no point in us not hanging out, because then you're just going to be exposed to everything at work anyway.
Yeah, because we were hanging out even after I was unemployed, so, yeah, once I'm back at work, we're good.
Honestly, I think there's nothing for you to worry about now, but I'd rather not risk it. It's just like, I've been, from what my doctor said, I've been exposed to the virus so much that my body has probably already grown an immunity to it.
Yeah.
He said most of us there probably had it, but never developed symptoms. Because there's so many people flocked around when this began, before anyone knew what to do. So he was just like, before anyone was taking measures, before we knew this was happening, it was still being spread around. And when they found out that it was happening and people panicked, you guys were still there, you guys still talking, taking customers, crowding all around in one area. You guys most likely had it and just didn't realize. Like, they think a lot of people from last year had it and didn't realize too. Because
I mean, if you technically, if that means like you had and you didn't know, that means everyone in your house also went through it too and didn't even know.
Most likely. But it's one of those things, it's like, it's impossible to know. If I don't get the symptoms of it, how do I know I even had it? Same thing with Mackenzie. You heard I had to take her to the hospital, right?
Yeah.
She never had symptoms of a UTI. But apparently she had, it got so bad that it started infecting her kidneys, and that's when she started feeling it.
Yeah.
Like, that could have
It's like cancer. Sometimes, like, people don't realize they have it until, you know, something really bad happens and it's too late.
Just scary, man. I'm not too worried.
Thanks, body, for not warning us. The body is really just a bad friend, and I found that out. It's like, I had to poop right before taking a shower.
What?
Let me get it out now.
The body is just a bad friend.
It is. It's like, you know, I wake up first thing in the morning, I gotta poop. And then I'm eating breakfast, so gotta poop again. But, you know, I'm out at Angelina's, and I'm not gonna use their bathroom, and I gotta run home after I'm done. And then it's like, oh, I'm about to take a shower, let me poop. And I had to go. And then in the shower, it hits me again. Like, where was this earlier? Or it's like, alright, I know I'm gonna have to, so I should just try to go now. And then it's like, nope, I'm not ready yet. When I'm, you know, in the middle of something, I know I'm ready.
Where?
My stomach hurts. I don't know if I'm hungry or I just need to throw up.
That's how I am sometimes. I have that disorder that messes with my senses. Hypersensitivia or whatever. And like Activia. Because I can't have yogurt. That's yogurt, right? Activia.
Yeah.
Okay. So I never know if I either need to poop, if I'm overheated, if I where do I go? This level is massive, and I always get lost in it. 60 frames for 2 seconds. Jesus. But, like, I never know what's going on and until it's, like, too late. Until I'm already having a diarrhea Toshinden in the bathroom.
Then how come your mom called it autism?
What do you mean?
I remember she was telling us about it one time, and she's like, you know, Tristan with his autism, he doesn't know if he has to poop, or if he has to throw up, or if he has to eat.
Sarah doesn't know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
No, she just probably, like everything, she thought whenever we were in public and I had to use the restroom, it was because I was getting overstimulated being around too many people. No, I had a fucking dairy allergy that I never was told about.
Yeah, all those jokes about I see you in Guardians 3 when you go to the bathroom, and it's just, dairy.
It took me until after...
cheeseburger.
Yeah, it took me till after I moved out to find out that I was hurting myself with that.
Yeah. Do you still eat cheese, or do you just put up with it because it tastes good, or have you stopped?
So I do lactose free.
Okay. Like the Cabot cheese or whatever.
Uh, this is bad. I knocked the
Yeah.
firefly out off its path. So I don't know where it can go. Jesus Christ. Oh, this one sucks. So you said something? What did you say?
So are you like still eating cheese just because it tastes good and dealing with it, or no? I already asked you.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Yeah, I am. Kind of.
Alright. Guess if it's not too much, it's alright.
Yeah. What are my stats for this stage? What the fuck am I doing? 284 out of 800. I'm missing a lot. Yeah, I feel like... Oh my god. I don't remember ever having this much trouble trying to remember where things are in the game. This playthrough is just rotting my brain. You sound like you're gonna fucking vomit every time you do that. Where the fuck do I go?
Yeah, I was also talking about Max, like, with remakes, it's like, I don't even think remakes should exist. Like, period.
You don't?
Or, like, yeah, there's just no point in them. If a game needs a remake, it should just be, like, touched up.
I wouldn't
like
even
an
call
HD
Final Fantasy
remaster.
VII a remake. I would call it a reboot.
Yeah, it's a complete, like, reboot. Because
Yeah.
now it's telling its own story, and I think they're all doing it for money, because it's probably going to be in many parts. I said 7 parts, because, you know, Nomura. Like, because Midgar, you know, which is a very small fraction of the full game, had to be its own game, they're just going to flesh out the rest, change the story, and just keep it going, so they can cash in every year.
Well,
and
they already
get,
said
you know,
3
$100
games.
off of everyone. Yeah, they said maybe 3.
Well, I thought it was definite. He called it the Final Fantasy VII trilogy.
No, Nomura gave a stupid answer, being like, well, it depends. If we want to flesh things out, then there'll be more games, but if we don't, then there won't be as many games.
What
There's
kind of an
something
answer
like
is that? If we feel about putting detail, we'll put detail, and if not, we won't.
Yeah.
What a great guy Nomura is.
Donkey's video is the best, because I just love how he even says, like, Nomura's the villain. It's an evil man and all that.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, it gets into spoiler territory.
I don't even want to spoil myself on the original 7. If the story is so good that you need to experience it, why would I listen to hearsay about it?
Yeah.
I am so lost. Is there like an entire section I'm completely ignoring? Where the fuck do I go? I'm missing a shit ton of flies, a shit ton of gems. Am I a fucking idiot? Did Sarah pop out a little fucker that's just stupid? Where the fuck do I go? That's it. I'm gonna start playing Darkstalkers now. Buy every game. And I'm dead again. Oh, it's supposed to be bed sheets. That's why. What are you doing?
Me?
Yes.
Nothing.
Why do I hear you so loudly now?
I don't know.
Here, every single one has its problems.
Yeah. It's just at least we can hear each other in this one.
Yeah, it's for fuck's sake. Discord was awful with that. You know, the one reason people would go to Discord to hear their friends, Discord said no. Discord said pay me a little bit more and maybe you can hear your friends.
Yep. I think I caught back up in Badlands.
Badlands?
Yeah. I played it for just like a sitting, and I had to basically do all that highway stuff over again. It's hard to tell where we left off because all it was just going back and forth on the same highways. So, because it wanted me to like meet Scooter for the first time, and like that's how it started the DLC. Even though we were talking to him constantly in the game, it's because it wasn't the first time. I couldn't do the first objective. So I had to actually go in my file and meet him again, and then do all of the DLC. Because then it was like, oh, turn in the quest where you got to talk to Athena, and it's like, it directs me behind in the back room, like behind Scooter, where Athena would be, and it's like, this is where you turn in the quest, but she's not there, so I can't turn it in. So I had to actually do all of the DLC, and I did it all the way up to the point where you kill Shanks and rescue Athena.
Probably had
and
a
then
more
go
fun time
back.
doing it.
Yeah, like it's so much easier on one player. I only gained 1 level for the whole thing, though.
I mean, that's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, I beat Shanks first try. It's that much easier. And then I started experimenting because I kind of realized I've been playing wrong and only really using the sniper. So I have 24 proficiency in it, and everything else is 10 or below. And the reason I haven't been using anything else, like I would always keep like a revolver on me just in case, but I'd have 3 snipers and only be using the best one, so there's really no point in using the other 2. But the reason I would always pick the snipers is because they have the highest like attack. So it's like I'm just gonna pick the best guns. But I didn't realize that it really depends on each one. So like shotguns, they always fire a spread of bullets, and so it always does like the number times the other number of bullets. So you gotta factor that. It's not just the firepower it says, it's like whatever times the number. And then for machine guns, they always have low attack, but then you think you're firing like a bunch off at a time. So you gotta multiply that number, and then it really adds up. Because the sniper, it's like 1 shot every couple seconds. Of course it's gonna have a lot of power in it. Or rocket launcher, is 1,000 power, because, it explodes, but whenever I was using them, they didn't do anything. So, I'm not going to work on rocket launchers, that's like the one I'm not going to bother with, but I started using like other guns, trying to get the proficiency up. So now I have like 1 of each kind. Except those like, whatever the ray gun is, whatever it's called.
The alien guns.
Ammo. Yeah, because I haven't even seen any. And then I realized that some of the weapons don't even have proficiency. Revolvers don't, and I think this is a type of machine gun that doesn't. Like, they're just not listed on the proficiency list.
Which means your character's not good with it.
Really?
Yeah, because mine, my character has 0 for snipers.
No, but like, it's not even there. Like, it doesn't even tell you a proficiency for revolvers. So maybe it's just there isn't any and it's just set, because the one I have is really good. It can like kill enemies sometimes that the sniper can't. Because I was finding that certain guns just work better on certain enemies.
Yeah,
so,
because the enemies
around.
have different types of weaknesses. If you have corrosive or anything like that.
Yeah.
They all run down this in 2, but in 1, they just kind of don't even say anything. They're like, corrosive does damage against whatever. Electricity does damage against robots. There's whatever it's called, the purple one. It works against skags.
Yeah. What about fire?
Fire's just good against flesh.
Then what's corrosive good against?
Armor.
I thought electricity was also good against armor.
Electricity good against robots.
There's ones that do both. it'll just rip through a shield and, electrocute him.
Corrosive also has lasting damage.
Yeah. So does fire, I think.
Yeah, you can burn someone.
Yeah, because my Blood Wing, I can either, because of the artifacts that I got, I can either make it do corrosive damage or fire damage. So I went with corrosive.
Not a bad choice, young one.
But yeah, I don't know if I'm completely caught up with the DLC, because then after I turned in the quest to Athena, I was like, what do I do now? It didn't really kind of give me any incentive, and I open up the quest log, and there's just a ton of quests I still need to do.
That's probably in the main game. You gotta look for places in the side quest.
Yeah.
Because we kind of got a lot of side quests in the main game, but we never did any of them, which I'm wondering why Sharky's making us wait. What the hell is happening? Oh.
So yeah, I didn't even refight General Knox, because I don't even know what quests would lead to him. Because usually I never paid attention. Sharky would just do it all for us.
Yeah, that's the issue too, is that he's so overpowered that... First of all, everything scales to him.
Yep. So it's literally just us fighting the small fry until he does the main thing.
Correct.
And I see the background flickering. Or is that just electricity?
Oh, I need to get rid of this Dragonfly. Oh no, save that clip for Max. Hey, it's Rick. You just heard Spyro say fucking Rick. I can't believe I live in a world right now. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, is that the background flickering, or is it something in front of it?
That is a, So, it's not fully charged up. It's a really bad animation for it. It's the hourglass we're trying to fix.
Oh.
Which I don't know why hourglass, because we're in a dream world, but...
But yeah, what I'll do is just see where we are with the DLC, because aren't we on something new? We're not even on that DLC anymore.
No, yeah, we're done with that DLC.
I should be able to just do everything again, with you guys. But once we're done with the game, if I have any left over, I'll just do them by myself. That'll be a good way to just finish the game. Because it's still hard to keep track of everything. Maybe that arena stuff will be easier in one player. Be scaled properly.
I cannot believe that. If they're not scaled, I'll be fucking shocked. If they're just naturally level 60s and shit, that would be nuts to me.
Yeah. This game justifies why console games are better. Everything Sharky says is kind of invalid, where it's when you're why is the DLC file corrupted? And he's that would happen on a console.
It has
one
never.
time it's ever happened on a console. If
Correct.
it did, it would be because you have the DLC on an SD card and maybe you took it out. But usually the game would just crash or try to reboot. Anytime anything gets corrupted in a game, it just crashes and reboots, and then you're playing it again. But you download the DLC, and then it just says it's corrupted. And then it's oh, you gotta update the latest version of Steam. It's how was I supposed to know that? And, Steam updates on my computer every time I open it, so I had to disable that. And in consoles, it'll just be oh, the console needs to do an update, and then it takes a couple minutes. Or Nintendo, it literally takes 5 seconds. But why would it need to do it all the time? Why does Steam need to be updated just for a DLC of a 10-year-old game to work?
Yeah, that's stupid. The amount of general failures I'm getting is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You're done. You're not doing that stupid meeting on Thursday, right?
No, last time was the last one.
Okay, so we have a little more time to do it then.
But yeah, I was saying, remakes really don't need to exist. Even Crash and Spyro, it was nice to see Spyro reignited, but it didn't need to happen.
I mean,
it's just to kind of get like people back into it, give it to a new generation. But they could have, ported them. I mean, they've done it, but I guess there's the rule with the PS1 games: you can't alter them, so you got to redo them from scratch or something. But because Crash, like the only game they fixed was 1, all the others were worse. And I don't even like the aesthetic of Insane.
yeah.
Like there was some charm to the PS1 games that's completely gone. The music is mostly worse, and like games, because the reason I kind of came up with this is because every game has a sense of purity, and if you start changing things, it's tainted. Like the menus, the sounds, the music, the voices, the graphics, every little thing is what the game is, and if you start changing it, it's something different. It's like 7 Remake doesn't have the same kind of menus as the original did. Or like Spyro Ignited, it's like, why can't the letters be like the 3D ones in the first game? Why aren't the actual sounds there? I know they're like close, but why aren't they the actual sounds when this game got the sounds?
I think the game crashed.
Probably. So I was just in Vaporwave forever. It's a long journey for him. Tell me this game autosave.
The stream fucked up, and I don't think the game autosaves. The stream's gonna fuck up now. That's really annoying. All that work and we just got shit. How long have we been going?
An hour.
It's only been an hour?
Yep.
This game feels like a fucking eternity. That stage felt like a fucking eternity. I really hope it saved a little bit of the progress.
I thought it saved after every, like, Dragonfly.
Maybe it does.
Why did it just show his head, like Spyro's head just sitting there?
You didn't hear?
No.
He's gone. Our are gone. See, I'm fine with remakes. I don't really... Like, a video game's a video game to me. Whether you're remaking something, making something new, whatever. If you make an enjoyable experience, it's an enjoyable experience.
I mean, I still love Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but then I think those are the only good Pokemon remakes. Because when it comes to Fire and Leaf Green, I'm literally only hating it because of the music, the graphics, and the gameplay too, just because they made it a baby game. Where it's like, if you hit L and R at any time, you open a menu, it's like, what's happening? How do I do this? Like, it's a panic attack kind of thing, and it's like, oh, help me, I don't know what I'm doing.
What the fuck? It put me straight into what didn't load last time. Do you see this?
Yeah.
Why? What the fuck?
Is this what you were, like, trying to get to?
Yes!
Oh, okay, that's good. It's like it knew what it did.
So much for not knowing if the game autosaves. Jesus, that is a really good autosave. I mean, hey,
and like Fire and Leaf Green also force you to collect Pokemon just to get items that you would normally get for free in other games. Like the running shoes and the experience share, and I think like the item finder. All that stuff you have to catch a certain amount of Pokemon to get. But other than that, the gameplay is all there. They updated it and stuff. The Heart Gold and Soul Silver are like perfect remakes. I think it's just because I don't really like 8-bit games that much, and they've aged badly, especially RPGs. I don't like chiptune music like everyone else does.
Chiptune music?
That's what they call 8-bit.
Who calls it chiptune music? I'm curious.
Like everyone.
Like give me an example.
Comment section. And like remixers. It's like, oh, 8-bit chiptune remix. And chiptune, like when they use that, it might even be worse because they're not actually using an NES chip or anything like that. They're just it's like the fake 8-bit stuff you hear. Even though it's called chiptune, that means they're using the chip that was used. Like, I also think Final Fantasies 1 and 2 have the best remakes out there because they updated it. Because, like, 7, 8, and 9 were out, and they decided to go with the Super Nintendo look. And that's what I appreciate about it. They knew that those games weren't 3D. They didn't try to make them 3D. They, just updated the game, like, fixed a lot of the issues, but still kept it very true. The remixes are all faithful, and, like, they added new music, so it's not just the same music throughout the whole game. It's like everything a remake should be, so that's why I was happy with it. It's just like if you take a game that was already amazing and then like remake it, then I don't know. That's why I really don't want there to be, a Jack or a Sly remake. Like the Ratchet remake was completely unnecessary and it ruined it.
I think they can do a Sly remake if they did it like the older games.
Yeah.
Or like 2 and 3. Because Sly 1 is missing that aesthetic to me.
Yeah.
Just doing it could give it what it was missing.
Yep. Because even though like Max is excited for the Battle of Bikini Bottom remake, I'm kind of like, whatever, I'll have to play it and see.
I mean, it just looks like a better looking version.
Yeah.
See, same thing with Spyro. It's fine that they didn't change anything. I kind of wish they did, though.
Hmm.
Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you look up the last 2 fireflies or butterfly or what are they called? Dragonflies. Can you look up the last 2 I'm missing here?
What's the level called?
Cloud 9.
I hate when, like, you have ad block on, it's like, oh, this is kind of awkward. It's like, no.
This is kind of awkward. Can you maybe turn that shit off now?
Which ones are you missing?
I am missing... I'll tell you in a sec. I'm muting my audio. There's a sound effect that's been bothering me for like 20 minutes. Lip of the clock, and then whatever the third one is. Okay, found lip of the clock. Do you want me to list off the ones just so it's easier?
Still trying to, like, look for it. I'll just...
Because I'm still missing a couple gems, too.
Alright, so what are the missions?
Fuck. Let me go back to my atlas. I'm just missing one. And I don't know what it's called. There's 2 clock tower around the way, and then one I don't know.
This one's not even in order.
Well, read them to me, and I'll tell you if I have them.
Alright. Rainbow Time Trial.
Yep.
Rainbow Race.
Yep.
On the Loose.
Yep.
Pillar to Pillar.
Yep.
Around the Way.
Yep.
Thundercloud Attack.
No.
Alright. It's in the underground tunnel.
Underground tunnel.
Underwater tunnel, my bad.
It's in the underwater tunnel?
Yeah.
Oh, I just died. I didn't understand what the bottom of it... Like, look when I die. Do you see the texture on the bottom of the level? That's supposed to be a bed because this is a land of dreams, so the entire bottom is felt. Oh, what? Whoa, 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 whoa. There's gyms here. Da-da-da. Oh, I should not have done that. I should probably die now. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I mean, if you ask me, Crash shouldn't exist at all, let alone have a remake.
Yeah.
You know it's already bad when you're calling yourself the Sonic's ass game.
Yeah. It's like Sonic's already bad.
Sonic's already fucking terrible. And you're just like, let's take him, that monstrosity, as our inspiration. Spyro, at least, yeah.
This is near like a flickering ball of energy that's around the hourglass.
A flickering ball of energy around the hourglass? Are you high?
It's through the underwater. It's through the underwater like tunnel in the pool.
At least I don't have to deal with the fucking enemies right now. Because I'm still missing quite a few gems, I think. Oh, 786 out of 800. So 14 gems somewhere. Probably all in the same spot. There's an extra life there. Yeah, how did this game get the sound effects right, but the remake didn't? The remake should have had way more assets to work with. And even if they didn't, they should have had something, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of bad now that you say that. But I mean, I guess the game was also a rushed project. Because Sony was like, yeah, it took you this long to make the first 3 Crash games. It should take you the same amount of time to do the Spyro games, right?
Spyro was a game.
There's a lot more that goes into a world of Spyro than a world of Crash. I don't care how much Crash has more
like
detail.
having a camera.
Yeah.
Spyro has a camera.
Being able to view...
So you have to see all sides. Yeah, you have to see all sides of a level.
I think Reignited was still really good. I think it made 2 and 3 better.
And then Crash just copy-paste level design, so once they make one level, they probably have half the game done already.
I can't
like,
believe...
I feel like with the lack of cohesion in a world, they learned their lesson with Jak and Daxter, and they definitely did it on purpose.
And then even though Haven City was more level structure-like, it still felt like one big, like... And that's the one thing I will always give Haven City over Spargus or anything in Jak 1. It's a city with fucking history in its design.
Yeah.
The propaganda towers and shit.
Poster.
Including a Ratchet and Clank poster. But, like, the propaganda and shit like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like they just shoehorned it in. It feels like it's part of their society. Ratchet's never had that either.
Yeah, because they're always completely different planets. They're all independent from each other.
I mean, they used to, and that's a really bad animation for the running guy. There used to be like a history to Ratchet's worlds, but then when the Future series happened, they just kind of just revolved around Ratchet.
Yeah.
The original games, though, it's like Ratchet was not the first thing on people's mind. It was just like Ratchet shows up to a fucking war effort, and they're trying to recruit him, and he's just like, I'm not doing shit. And Clank is just like, we need to help them. He's like, you guys do you. We're gonna stay and die. And then there's who are you guys? Assassins? Mercenaries? Sir, we're not here to... Wait, let's see what he's got. The first game's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And the second game. And the third game. You know, I do like Tools, but, like, you don't have that kind of humor in Tools.
Yeah, I like that game for the gameplay.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
The gameplay is top-notch.
Because they're like, let's try to emulate the Pixar experience, not realizing that Pixar was already kind of bad already, like, by that point. No, Ratatouille was out, but that was, like, the last really good... WALL-E was the last really good one.
You consider WALL-E to be really good?
Yeah, good.
There was definitely a political agenda there.
Mm.
And I'm not saying that just because I like throwing out the term political agenda, even though it is kind of a fun term. I'm just saying they clearly had a message in their mind about how they viewed the world when they made that movie. Youch! Youch!
Max also talking about how awful of a movie Hercules is.
I don't like that movie very much.
Yeah, I think it's like the worst. I think it's probably the worst one. Worst of like the actually animated ones, because like anything's better than Frozen and Moana and Big Hero 6.
Yeah. I was about to say I don't mind Big Hero 6 that much, but I don't actually like Big Hero 6 that much either.
Yeah. But like Max is talking about actually why Hercules is a bad film, like throughout the development. And it's because Jeffrey Katzenberg, I think is his name. I know Katzenberg's his last name, but he's the guy who I think either got fired or quit Disney around that time, and then went on to become head of DreamWorks movies, and he's responsible for Shrek. He also made Road to El Dorado, though, so you gotta give him that.
And Road to El Dorado was a really good movie, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Well, like, he was head of, like, the creative department at Disney first, and he was in charge of what films came out, and a lot of the people there wanted to make, I think, Treasure Planet, and he told them no, and he said they had to make his films before they could go make that one, which included Aladdin and Hercules. Like, he actually, like, created those. So, like, Aladdin was good, but, like, he said you can't make your film until you make Hercules, so no one really wanted to make it. That's why it's like the one film, you know, it's about Greek mythology, and let's have pop culture references like Nike Jordans and stuff like that. And we gotta have a celebrity cast, a full celebrity cast, like Danny DeVito, James Woods.
That's how it's always been, though.
Yeah, that's because of him.
But no, I'm
Not
saying, like,
always.
it's always... I mean, yes, maybe that's because of him, because of the Aladdin stuff and all that. But, like...
Yeah.
It's always been,
he was probably the
like...
one that pushed Robin Williams to do it and all that, and make marketing off of him when he told him he didn't want to do it.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I heard about that.
The man was modest, and he didn't want his face to be all over everything, because everyone loves Robin Williams. There's no reason to keep loving him more than everyone else on purpose. But it's for, you know, for kids and all that.
I should also tell you, no one's immune to depression.
Yeah.
Someone who is adored by everyone did it.
Yep. They say it's also because of, like, his wife. She was just that awful that you can ruin a man that happy.
Yeah, but they're always going to say that in the face of depression. There's always going to be an outside source, so they don't blame that. And let me tell you, as someone who is, like, doesn't have a bad life, who often thinks about things he shouldn't be It's not Mackenzie or anyone else's fault that I'm the way I am. But if they want to use them as a catalyst, that's all they're gonna do. Oh, why is Trista unhappy? I hate when people fucking do that shit. It's just like, why is this person unhappy? Well, this person's always around, so it must be their fault. Maybe she was awful and the reason for it, but like, I've heard so many stories of just like, oh, this person was fine until this person came into the picture, so it must be this person's fault that they did it.
I mean, he was also, I think, an alcoholic and stuff. So I can do it.
I mean, substance abuse always makes everything worse for depressions, too. Whether it's alcohol or pot or whatever. It's never really a good sign if someone's abusing that shit. So, okay, there's the underwater tunnel.
And there should be like an electric ball, like, of lightning. With like an hourglass.
Where?
Was it back through? I wasn't paying attention.
Are you talking about that thing up there?
Go back to like under the water. It might be back. I don't think it's that. It's like a ball of electricity.
Do you still have the thing up?
Yeah.
This is one of the best songs in the game, by the way.
There should be a machine that you have to like zap with the electricity.
Yeah, that's this right here.
And there should be like a flickering ball next to it.
Yeah. But it's not flickering anymore because...
Oh, well, that's still the ball. And then... there should be a guy, you have to like glide to like one of the platforms nearby, and he should give you the Dragonfly for turning on machines.
Do I already have this and I've been wasting my time?
Yeah, it's Thundercloud Attack.
Hourglass Challenge, Lip of the Clock, On the Loose, Pillar to Pillar, Rainbow Time Trial, Rainbow Race, Spitfire Skybase, and 2 Clock Tower. I don't have whatever that third one is. Unless it's a different name in another region and that's what you're reading.
No, I think it's just Cloud9.
Okay, list off the rest of them for me on your list.
Like the ones after?
Yeah.
Puffy Palace, is that part of the level or is that a separate level?
Puffy Palace? There's no stage called Puffy Palace.
Yeah, this walkthrough is confusing. Did you do a mini game?
Which one?
I think it's probably called Puffy Palace.
Where is it? The only two I did was the one where it was, fuck me, what was I just...
It's like a battleship one.
Is it the one where I was in the sky floating down the...
The beds?
The beds?
Yeah, it's bed planes.
Was there big ships?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that.
Alright, did you get Spitfire Skybase?
Yes.
Yeah, so I guess it's just the Thundercloud attack. So it's like near where the electric thing was with the ball, and then it's like a platform, an entire area like next to it they have to glide to. There should just be a guy there to give it to you.
Yeah, in front of the portal, right?
I don't think he's in front of the portal.
This guy, right?
What's his name?
I don't know, because every time I try to talk to him, it doesn't work. No, I'm just going to be done for now. I'll come back to this stage later.
Alright.
After I figure out what I'm doing. Keep on the wiki, though, because I'm going to ask you to look up a few more.
Alright.
I hope the game doesn't crash again. It didn't.
Yeah, I was saying like Wind Waker HD I think is one of the best HD remasters of a game because they literally just fixed so many problems with the original game. And they did change the lighting of the graphics so it does make it look way different, but if you really look back at the original Wind Waker, it is like the colors are bland and it's very dark, like for whatever reason. And things were more like it was more cell shaded in the original, I guess. Like there were just the lighting was kind of harsh to give it like a cell shading look. So now with like a new lighting engine, everything's much more vibrant. And I do prefer the HD version's graphics. But like everything else, you still look at it, and it's the same models and stuff and textures. So it still is like a GameCube game. They haven't like changed it too much. The only thing I didn't like is when they changed the music because they didn't necessarily need it.
I don't understand why Xenoblade's changing the music.
Yeah, that I don't get at all. It's already like orchestrated. Can't really make it sound any better. Maybe they can. Maybe they'll prove us wrong, but we'll see. They might just be doing it to do it. Might sound barely any different.
Probably won't sound any different at all.
But with Wind Waker, some of the songs that got like new versions, others also sound dated and they didn't get remixes. They didn't redo those songs, so they just kind of did a few and not all of them, which was weird. I would prefer that they just did them all or didn't do them at all. And then just like redoing the controls and everything, it just makes it so much better. You know, cut down on the prices of the tingle charts and only make you actually have to get 3 of them. The fast sale. Everything they changed is good. I mean, I don't like how they took out the tingle tuner and put in Miiverse tingle bottles instead. I mean, they couldn't do the Game Boy Advance thing, but they could have integrated it with a gamepad or something.
I don't know anything about how Wind Waker HD works.
It was just they changed enough where I never actually want to play the GameCube version, and I couldn't go to it after playing the Wii U one. I'll probably feel the same way about Twilight. They probably like fixed a lot of stuff, but why would you ever want to play the Wii version anyway? And then the GameCube version's kind of expensive.
Yeah, the Wii fucking sucks. I've come to that conclusion.
Yeah.
I don't know why it was the best-selling console of all time, I think still.
Because it's just to the mass market of like those games, like Wii Sports and Wii Fit and Wii Play sold a lot because it came with a Wii remote.
I was gonna say, which are fine titles. I like Wii Sports and all that, but like...
Yeah. That's like the most nostalgia I have for the Wii. That and Brawl. Thank God Brawl, you don't have to use a Wii remote. You could be Max and like using the Wii remote for that game.
For what game?
Brawl. Oh, there's a wide bags. Let's see if it'll do it again. I don't know.
No, yeah, I'm long gone from him.
Yeah, you pay him once in the entire game.
Fuck me, dude. I think I'm gonna go back into Cloud9 and just do a quick scavenge round, because I think what happened was that I despawned some things by accident.
Yeah.
Because I checked the whole...
I think this was a guy you talked to. It said there's a guy you talked to named Danny who just rewards you for turning on all the electric things.
I think I might have died before I talked to him. I think that's why it didn't work.
Another good set of remakes is Mario All-Stars, because that was done, you know, way back when. And it's literally just, you know, a Super Nintendo version. The NES versions still hold up, though, so it didn't necessarily need it, but they're very good remakes. The only thing I can say that's lazy about them is that for the Underground theme for Mario 1, they just used the Mario 3 version that they made for All-Stars, so it has, like, the drum beat.
For what?
We'll never have an Underground theme like in Mario 1 where it's literally just the one instrument. They'll never do it again. There's no drums, so it's like you don't really know where the rhythms are because it's just kind of like playing the song over and over. Mario 64 has like one of my favorite versions of it for Hazy Maze Cave.
Well, Mario 64 is actually a good game, so like... I notice I hate things a lot more on stream than I do in real life. Like, Mario 64, I'm just distraught the whole time. I am hating the time, even though I know it's not a bad game, and that I'm just getting very unlucky.
Yeah, I used to be unlucky with it, but then when I replayed it last year with Max, I was doing really well. And I just got the hang of the game. I finally mastered wall kicking. I found out the timing of it. You have to wait till Mario hits it and goes like, ooh! That's when you do the wall kick. It's not like before or
what
during
the hell?
wall kick.
So that's supposed to come down when you're up on the pedestal. Since I was on the pedestal first and then got him, I think it just triggered.
Yeah, it's probably like, did Spyro go to these two spots? His name's Dougie.
Now I have 100% at this world. That's cute. That means I have 100% at 2 worlds. I think. No, just 1. Can I exit the level?
I was hearing people say games haven't aged well, or like they're dated, or any movies or anything like that. I mean, yeah, that's when they came out. Being timeless doesn't mean it's better. It just means it's timeless.
It just means...
And like that's the charm of it, knowing where it came from. I like the bad graphics of like PS1 and 64 games. And if you're saying the camera controls are bad, you're probably playing Ape Escape.
Yeah. That game controlled shit.
People complain about Mario 64's camera. Play Ape Escape. Mario 64, you can actually move the camera while running.
I cannot believe Ape Escape.
It's either you're playing Ape Escape or Shovelware. Like, Shovelware games have pretty bad camera on the 64. Like, Earthworm Jim 3D had awful controls and everything. It just was a mental enough game where I could enjoy it. And that was it. Like, if the game wasn't, like, insane, I would have sold it already. I didn't even finish it. It was too hard. And not really a game.
What was it?
Earthworm Jim 3D.
Oh.
the one that Rockstar published on the 64 without getting the license.
You bought it and then you sold it?
No, Max gave it to me, and I still have it.
I'll take it off your hands.
Hmm?
I'll take it off your hands.
Well, no, I want to keep it because
you want to keep
enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah. I thought you said you hated it, that's why.
No, I would have if it wasn't like a silly game. Because the best level is like you enter this like prison and you just hear Elvis in the background faintly like echoing, going, "Help me, man, help me." And like it gets louder as you get closer, and like he's in a jail cell and you gotta rescue him. And when you do, he ends up getting thrown into like a can and like grinded. I think he gets grinded up and thrown into like a can of food.
What?
Yeah, something like that. But then the best part of the level is like you find these cans of beans and you collect them, and then a rocket ship like countdown starts like 3, 2, 1, and then Jim just farts and he goes flinging straight up into the air with the loudest, silliest fart sound I've ever heard. And that's the mechanic of the level. You have to climb up by like getting the farts.
What?
So it's like an item, like the item is always in set spots. You have to pick it up, and then you have 3 seconds to move to like a spot where you can get launched straight up into the air, and then you have to land on the platform. So it's like a platforming segment, which was extremely frustrating. But as like it was getting frustrating, like the fart sound and everything, and it got to the point where Max started noticing that the guy doing the countdown almost sounds like he's laughing when he says 2. Like it was. That's what made it hilarious. And there's a level, like one of the first levels, there's like a bunch of cows that have like laser guns that are coming after you, and you get an item which is like a meat cleaver that you throw as a boomerang. When you throw it at the cows, their heads just come off.
Oh, Jesus.
So yeah, it doesn't fit in with Earthworm Jim humor. They never farted in Earthworm Jim, but in this game, they're like, he's gonna fart.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like the entire game, like all the animations of characters are in like 2 frames. It's like Crash 1. Like everything in the game suffers extreme slowdown. There's no sense of depth perception. Literally, like the game is pretty awful, but it's funny. Camera's bad. Boss fights are the worst because they're not even boss fights. Literally, it's a mini game where you have to pick up all of the marbles in the arena, and the boss is also trying to do it. And they'll hit you with items. You also have to hit them to make them drop their marbles. So it's a constant game of just like, it's a struggle tournament in Kingdom Hearts 2, but you have to actually get all of them. There's no time limit. So you have to get all 100. And it's very hard to hit the enemies. And you're constantly moving too. It's not like running around. You're surfing all throughout the level. You have to pick up these power-ups and use them.
That sounds, I don't know. I like
And each boss has some stupid gimmick too that you can't do.
I'm very weird. I probably would still enjoy that game.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
No, you get way too frustrated with it in like the first level.
I play frustrating games that I like though. Unless it's frustrating in a really bad way.
But yeah, aside from that, if you're playing like an actual competent game, people are like, oh, it hasn't aged well, the camera's bad, Ocarina sucks, Mario 64 sucks, Final Fantasy 7 sucks, and all awful games. Conquer sucks. Like, we struggled, but we still liked the game.
Yeah, I still liked Conquer. I would probably
we just found out that you can crawl way after we could have been using it.
Yeah, that was bad. I'll never play the game again though. I'll tell you that.
I would. I'd just wait a long time.
Like a really long time, maybe. But, like, anytime soon. Am I going to be playing it like I pick up Spyro 1? No. Not at all. The game is too hard, too frustrating. Too black, too small. Why is the water here so weird? This one spot I noticed is always pulsating. I think they put that there. I think they didn't want that there. I think they wanted to bar that off.
Yeah. It also looks like there might have been a waterfall or something that would come down, and that's what it's for.
I think it's literally something they forgot to do, because why else would it be pulsating? It's just to give the water that shimmery effect that you see. It was definitely an effect-only thing that they put on. But for some reason, they just never fixed it or whatever. I am seriously confused as to where these last gems could be. Where's Paul Newton? I need him to report me and then cash me out. Don't believe me, just watch. Oh my god! Did you see that?
Whoa.
Slide row. Slide row went to the bar and he took the bar exam at the bar. By the way, fuck the fact that it's called the bar exam. I'm not attending.
I think it's like you're setting the bar.
Why would you be setting a bar by taking an exam that someone else made?
It's like a benchmark. You're setting where your limit is or something like that.
Goku goes, I'm gonna take the bar exam. What were Aizen's credentials when he joined the Soul Society? What was his grades in Soul Academy?
1,000,000%. Max are also making that joke because, like, you know how with prison sentences, if they want to, they can't technically sentence you to life in prison. They usually just make it like 100 years because they know you won't live that long, or if you're old, they'll be
life
like,
sentence
50
is
years.
just 20 years.
Oh, yeah. So they can't actually say you're going to be in prison forever. They just can't do that. They actually have to give it a year sentence. Max is like, what if they were just like 1,000,000 years? 5,000,000 years? Judge seriously says, does the gaffle, whatever. You're going in for 1,000,000 years.
When you're dead.
1,000,000 years later, it gets out.
Imagine modern medicine making it that far. What the hell? I hit that thing and it laughed.
I also watched this video on how the Earth is, like, quieter now because of all of us being inside. And, like, you can hear sounds that you wouldn't be able to hear normally with people and cars and stuff.
Like what?
You can hear bees buzzing more often and birds chirping and stuff.
Not everything about this thing is bad. The world itself is getting better.
Yeah. Way less pollution, less crime. I guess the seismologists, like, ran seismographs on the Earth now, and it's, like, apparently making less noise, because I think the noise of people and cars actually affects seismographs. So now they're getting a better reading on the Earth itself. So it's literally Final Fantasy VII. It's like, can you hear the planet? Yeah. It's crying out in happiness now. Get these people out of here.
Keep them away!
Which begs the question, did the Earth do it? Did the Earth itself just invent Corona and give it to us?
Because it needed to heal itself.
Yep.
Asking the real questions, course.
Put everyone inside so it can heal. Me and Max have been watching X-Men, like, a lot. And they literally predicted the coronavirus. There's a whole episode about a mutant virus, or they think that the mutants caused it and they can give it to people. And it's like, we have to quarantine everyone, keep them all inside. Oh, and they're, like, banning mutants because they caused the virus. And it's like, oh, get away from me, you're going to give it to me. And it was created in a lab. Cable had to come from the future to stop. Oh, you did it.
I'm still missing gems, though. So, that guy, you just had to go back and talk to him.
Yeah.
Which is really stupid. Where the hell are these fucking stupid, shitty, fucking ding-dong, ding-a-ling, ding-shits, fuckwits, shitty tits? Where the fuck are these gems? If I look up missing gems, do you think I'll find it on my phone?
No.
Ready for this shit? I'm about to prove that you motherfucking wrong. Oh, yep. Found it. What a stupid spot for 14 gems. I'll tell you. Here's what I found. Coming back out of the challenge, stay on top of the most area of the clock gears room. I cannot believe there's actually a Reddit post based on missing 14 gems in this stage. So coming out of the challenge area. So that's all the way in here. Da-da-da. That's a Zelda song. So I didn't know half the things about fucking Sonic Adventure apparently, because I found an entire post about the glitches in that game and how sometimes you can literally just do them very, very easily without trying. Like there's a spot where you could just jump through the wall. No effort needed, nothing. It's just one spot they didn't put collision against. Where you could jump in and get to speed highway early. If you have that guy that you could pick up at the burger place, you could bring him to the steps and get into areas you shouldn't be able to get into. And if you do that, you can play Sonic's version of those stages, right?
Yeah.
But if you try to go in the second area, it just brings you to a death plane with a spring. You'll notice two pathways attached to the outside of the building up here. Stay on top of the most area of the clock. Stay on the platforms outside of the secret room. What the hell is this talking about? What the fuck? Face the 2 orange roofs along the way. Oh. And glide towards them. In between them are 2 small pathways with the rest of the stage gems.
Alright, Digital Gaming. A Game Boy Advance Secrets and Censorship. Digital Gaming featuring Connor Eats Pants. Spelled R. Connor's way.
That's disgusting. I don't understand where this is telling me to go, Chris. I'm gonna go on YouTube and see if there's a video.
I've been on every inch of this level. Aha!
What? Are you fucking kidding me? That is such a bullshit spot to put it. Oh my fucking god. I feel like I've been ripped off. I legit feel like someone stole fucking money from me. This is so stupid. Look at this. That's bullshit, right? That's not just me. I feel like that should have been like maybe an extra life, not mandatory.
Also looks like the
gems.
back of that house isn't even modeled.
It's probably not. How long we've been going?
An hour, 112 minutes.
Almost 2 hours?
I guess so, wow.
Jesus Christ. Well, I guess we'll be done when I save.
Yeah.
We did one stage and finished another one. That was real bullshit. I didn't even know about that. I don't know how I 100% this game. I don't remember ever looking that up before. I have no clue how I did it. Let's see what our percent with the game is. Can't see it. Didn't want to tell me. We're done. Ugh.